Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Nope, nope. Common mistake. It's just me. It's just me. Do you guys ever get that in your like? I'm going to bed last night, and I'm like, what if somebody tried to fuck with me, and then like, you get that. Maybe that's a guy thing, ladies. I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys think about this too? Where you're just like, if I have to defend myself or defend somebody else, if do I have what it takes? And what would I do? Would I do this and that and that? Obviously, when you're fantasizing about defending your honor or defending yourself or somebody's honor, you're on the winning end. Nobody's like, oh man, if somebody like starts fucking with me or somebody I know and I step in and say, hey, knock it off. The fantasy doesn't automatically go to you getting your ass kicked, does it? Because if it does, you got some self-esteem issues. You have to imagine that you're gonna win. That'd be terrible. I would, for some reason, I was thinking about that last night. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be, do a nice little slip, whack, hit him with the left hook, and, kind of bob and weave. Don't back up, don't back up. This is my game. You started the fight. I'm gonna finish it. Blah blah blah. Type of thing. For some stupid reason, that was going through my head last night. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm ready. I'm ready, coach. Put me in. I'm ready to fight. I was and part of that I think was stemmed from, for some reason, you know how your brain works. You just go down rabbit holes. One thought leads to another thought, then another thought, blah 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 blah. Well, for some reason, I was dicking around, and on my phone I found that old video where Mark Schlereth body slammed me and broke my rib. And I'm like, you know what? I think I should just spice up the video because it's very plain and basic. I'm like, oh, let's fuck around and do some editing on it. So I do some editing and whatever, okay. And it's on my Instagram at DeHuff Podcast. Go first of all, like my Instagram, and then also find the video and like that as well. But it's just, I think it's better. It's better than it used to be. But then that's where my rabbit hole brain just starts going nutty. And I'm sitting there thinking like, how would I handle myself? I did take kickboxing lessons for a bit, quote unquote. I love boxing. I think it's fun. MMA is an awesome sport as well. I think MMA is much better, obviously, because it's mixing and matching. It's everything combined, essentially, depending on what your specialty is, or maybe you are trained in multiple fighting styles. But either way, boxing does have its beauty as well. But it just made me think, like, would I be able to handle myself? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You think you could? Everybody has a plan. You've heard this quote before. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. Then everything's out the window. I'd be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna jack you up. And then he hits me in the nose, and I'm like, ah, you son of a bitch, owie! Oh, stop! Leave me alone! God damn it! I didn't know you were gonna hit me. You didn't say go. You didn't say go. I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. If you get in a fight, the people that have never been in a fight, it's not like, okay, are you ready? Put up your dukes, fella. Let's go toe to toe. It's not like that. Say when. No, it's very violent and very quick. Very quick. Anyway, Jason Bourne, am I right?
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Yep. Yeah, maybe that is me. It is me. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into, a lot of great stuff headed your way. Make sure you hit that like button as well as the subscribe button, as well as the notification button. It's a lot of buttons. Please touch them. Touch my buttons. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good little. Are you doing it right now too? God, you got problems. Jesus Christ. What's funny is if you're wearing headphones and nobody can hear what you're listening to. So you're just sitting there in your office just going, oh, oh, meow, meow. Like, what's wrong with him? I don't know, man. He's got some issues. He's over there giggling to himself, making cat noises. It's kind of erotic, I gotta admit. Gotta admit. I'm just putting him on a list, okay? Just in case something happens to my husband. Okay, anyway. Hey, I'm helping you out. I'm helping you out. Anyway, today's show is presented to you by Roof Goat USA. You got to go with the goat. If you're having roof issues, no worries. Roof Goat USA is there for you. And you know what? They're the goat for a reason. They are. Come on, it's not your turn, goat. Not your turn. My goodness gracious. Anyway, go out. You know what we need to do now? Let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
You'd think I was drunk or something, but no, that's just my brain. That's just my brain. People say I sound silly, but I don't get it. Don't get it. This is a very interesting story that I stumbled upon right as the show was about to begin. I'm not really sure how I want to wrap my brain around it. Let's see. Slidell, Louisiana. A witness reported a naked man inside one of the outdoor tool sheds at Lowe's. You know, like when you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, they have their display, like it's a display model. So you know, hey, do I want to get a shed? That'd be great. Our stupid HOA won't allow us to have sheds. Fucking dumb. But you can have a greenhouse. Oh, but don't put a shed. It could look the exact same fucking thing, but you're like, no, I just have plants growing in there. Oh, then it's fine. That makes no sense. But anyway, back to the story. I hate HOAs sometimes. They have those display models in the parking lot. You know, I've never really looked at them, but witnesses reported seeing a naked guy in there. They call the police. The police sitting there going, fuck, seriously? Another naked guy in the shed? Hey, at least he's not shitting in there that we know of. You know, sometimes as a police officer, you get the call or a firefighter, and you're just sitting there going, yeah, what am I going to walk in on as soon as I open those doors? You know, disco ball, you know, farm animals walking out with a limp. I don't want to know. Your mind just plays tricks on you. It's terrible. Anyway, they open the doors to the shed in the Lowe's parking lot, and the dude, completely naked, lying on his back. He actually did have his pants around his ankles. He had a open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while masturbating. Oh, good for him. I was wondering what he was doing in there. Going through the Vaseline, electronic device. What was he doing, though? I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, he's whacking it. That's traumatizing. Listen. First responders. There is help for, trauma. I know a lot of people think it's the, more gruesome things, but this shit, that's got to be troubling too. I would be so nervous moving forward if I, had to go in, if let's say I had a shed or my buddy's just like, hey, Duff, can you get this, tool out of my shed? Sure, man, I'll get it. And I'd be like, oh my God, please don't be somebody in there, on their, back jerking off or something like that. I'd be like so nervous, like shaking as I open the door. Oh, there we go. There's the chainsaw. There we go. The man, this is funny to me. Okay, keep in mind what I just told you. The police opened the door. He was lying on his back, pants around his ankles. He was using an open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while masturbating. This is where, reporters, people that write articles have to CYA. They have to cover their ass because of bullshit. They say the man reportedly admitted to his actions. Oh, he did? Oh, yeah. What is he gonna say? Oh, that wasn't me. I wasn't jacking off. I didn't have a. I'm guessing the electronic device was up his back end. What the fuck? He had reportedly admitted to his actions. Yeah. Good luck denying that one. I slipped. I slipped. I slipped and my shirt came off, my underwear, and my pants were around my ankles. I don't know what happened. Guys, it's the craziest thing. I walked into the shed, really interested. Good height, good length, good width. I like it. I like it, guys. But the thing is that I tripped. And there's a hazard. You might want to talk to the manufacturer. Don't know how this happened. My shirt flung off. My pants went down to my ankles. And this weird electronic device went up my butthole. And then, this container of Vaseline. Don't know where that came from, but look, it's everywhere. Come on. The guy allegedly said that he was watching YouTube. What kind of shit are you watching on YouTube that you want to fucking jack off to? My God. You know they have free porn sites out there. Use that. Not that I'm encouraging this, but I'm just like, come on. As all joking aside, that's disturbing because you would hate for a child to walk up on that, and that's just damaging. It's damaging enough for an adult to walk upon that, but for a kid, oh my God. Dude, I'm sitting there thinking, what would I do if my kid was with me and if one of my kids saw that? I think I would beat the shit out of the guy. I know violence isn't the answer, but that's damaging to a kid. Police show up, they're like, why does he have a boot mark on his face? Oh, that's me. That's mine. I did that. What a fucking idiot. No wonder, Mom, why is Dad always going to the hardware store? I don't know. But what's more interesting, little Timmy, is why does Vaseline always end up on the grocery list? That and batteries. I don't get it. I don't use Vaseline. Anyway. What's Oh, I wrote what I posted that on Twitter, and I said, what did I say? I said, oh, do you think that they would lower the price on the shed after that? I mean, come on, that's a legitimate question, right? And then Kyle Bell responded with, not in this economy. I don't know why, but that makes me laugh so much. Not in this economy. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine you bring that up to the general manager of the store and they're like, are you kidding? Not in this economy. Come on. Kyle, God damn it, you made me get sidetracked.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
Seriously, though, I just wanted to play that soundbite. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for chiming in. Love it. Let's see. What was that? Oh, this is weird. This is a really big trending thing. I get companies rebranding. I've thought about rebranding my podcast name at times. But I don't know what the fuck I would do it. Random news with the Huff Uncensored. I don't know what I would do. But anyway, the big rebranding news is HBO. This is the timeline, and I may have missed one or two in here. It goes from HBO to HBO Now to HBO Go to HBO Max to Max to now they're going back to HBO Max. Yeah, because when it was Matt, weren't we just talking about this? I feel like I just brought this up the other day. HBO Max, when it was just Max, it just reminded me of Cinemax from back in the day. By the way, Cinemax sucks. Cinemax, I don't think they ever had anything good on there other than softcore porn at night. I don't know if they still do that, but back in the day, you flip your channels to just the right one because nobody really wanted to pay for Cinemax, but you get it, it'd just be like super fuzzy, squiggly, and then you're like, I'm pretty sure that's a nipple. And then, ooh, is she a cop? What? And then you start busting it out, and then you realize, oh, no, this is like the Cartoon Network. Jesus Christ. I might as well finish. Right? Right? But it's interesting that HBO is going back to HBO Max. Max didn't really make sense. It just was more confusing than anything. I get companies that do that. They made a mistake by going to Max, but they're correcting it by going to HBO Max, which was the one previous to Max. So this is like a bad joke in a sense. Like, Jesus Christ, what are you calling? Wait, what's your history with names? Jesus. You have to have HBO in there, home box office, if you don't know what HBO stands for. But you can't just have it be Max. So it's good that they go back to it. I'm sure it's going to draw some more attention. I'm guessing there's going to be some people out there that are going to be all pissy about it. Like, oh, this is just propaganda. It's just distracting us from the real problems out there. Is it though? No. They fucked up on the name. They're trying to generate some more interest into their brand, get some more subscriptions. Yeah. I like HBO Max because they got pretty decent movies, but now they have sports attached to it. I like that. Like, I watched the Nuggets game last night on it. That's not bad. Nuggets sucked, but whatever. So I guess it's now I want to know, what do you think I should rebrand my podcast as? Because I feel like you still need to have DeHuff in there, right? But what would it be? What would be my new show name? Maybe I will change it. If it's good enough, why not? To really let people know what you're getting. That was the thing with Max. You didn't know what you were getting. But HBO being such a cemented name out there in television for so long, why they subtracted that from their name is moronic, is all I can think of. But what would you do for mine? Let me know. DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on my socials at DeHuffPodcast. A woman married her AI robot. It's not really a robot, though. That they say that, but it's just AI software. It's a chat box that she interacts with. She's in love with it. She says the sex is great. And yes, they do have sex, but it's via text. It's sexting. That's what they're doing. Now the sad thing is like a year or two ago, this lady lost her wife due to an illness. I don't recall what, but she went through a lot of trauma, and she stumbled upon this AI situation. She's tested it out for a subscription, and then she just paid it's like $300 for a lifetime subscription to this, right? Which I guess in a sense that's not that bad. But what happens is they just interact on a daily basis. Hi, what's going on? Which has got to be deflating at times. If you want to interact with somebody, I hope you're a really good typer, because like for me, you guys have heard me when I try to live tweet during the show. It's terrible. We're like, how do you do, something like that. It just takes me forever. It would be weird if you had to interact with somebody that slow. So, but here's the thing. She's happy. She's not hurting anybody. Good for her. It's helped her move on from severe trauma in her life. But I don't get it. Not one freaking bit. I don't know how you could fall in love with artificial intelligence. As of right now, especially when it's analog. It's just you're texting. That's it. That part I don't get. And when they show the picture of the AI generated husband, it's very cartoonish. I'm like, that's not going to get me rock hard. She's going to have she's going to have to be like Jessica Rabbit type of thing. You know what I mean? But a little bit more extreme. Again, I don't get it, but whatever. She's happy. That's bizarre. Now, but you see this, and quickly, we've talked about this before. This is exactly where we're headed as a society. You get the AI, and let's just say she gets some sort of robotic body. You know, you have Tesla coming out with a video today of their Optimus, where it's a lot more fluid in the movement, and they have a video of it dancing and stuff. You put some fleshy, exterior on that with a face and the ability to move its mouth and look very human-like. And then you put in artificial intelligence where it can interact with you. Yeah. That's going to make population go down because people will be banging the robots instead of banging somebody that has baggage. Right? I mean, because think about every relationship you've had, especially the ones that fail, and think about whatever reason why they fail or whatever reason why they hit speed bumps. You'd be subtracting those type of things. The only thing I could think of that your AI robot would get mad at you is if you didn't charge it, right? But let's be honest, it should be smart enough to go sit on the charger itself. It's weird, but this is a glimpse into our future, guys. It is. You mix that in with sex robots, detachable pelvises. I don't know how many times we've talked about this. It's a brilliant idea. Detachable pelvises. Ladies, dudes that like dick, you could just be like, today I'm feeling like it's an 8-inch night, okay? Or maybe the next night you're like, I want some, but not that much. We'll go 4. Maybe 5. I don't know. Right? Come on. There's nothing wrong with that, I guess. Some nights, guys, you want a wide vagina. Some nights you don't. Sorry.
Big vagina?
Gigantic vagina.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry. Again, not a good idea to listen to me on loudspeakers, okay? If you're listening to this on a job site or in a cubicle, if you got sensitive people around, you're probably going to be taken to HR. Actually, if you're on a job site, you probably can get away with it, as far as if you're on a construction crew or whatever. But if you're in a cubicle, bad idea. Get your things in order right now. Start shuffling your papers and steal anything that is around. Start putting it in your pockets, in your bag, whatever. Get ready. You're about to be fired. Did you play a soundbite that said that you like big vaginas, like wide vaginas? I did. I was listening to a show. Oh, yeah, but they played, something talking about big vaginas.
Big vagina?
Gigantic vagina.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm more of the victim here, ma'am. Anyway, are there guy HR reps? I've only known of female HR reps. Huh. Never thought about that until just now. Maybe there is. I just don't know. Interesting. Me and HR were always in communication because I have issues. Okay. Not like dirty issues. I would just always, stand up, say stuff, and then people would be like, that offends me. Oh, God, darn it. Anyway, You know what doesn't offend me? Roof Goat USA. You know why? Because they care about the customers. They're all about making sure that your experience is top notch over at Roof Goat USA. Whoa, bro, I just started the commercial. You can't interrupt. My goodness gracious. What did we decide the goat's name is? I don't think we have. Todd? Todd? We'll call him Todd for this episode. Todd and Roof Goat USA. They've been in business for 23 years. They know everything there is when it comes to fixing a roof, all the headaches that come with it, but they know how to ease the pressure. They know what it's like to deal with insurance claims, whether it's, repairs, replacements, stuff like that. Roof Goat USA's experienced professionals are committed to delivering reliable and durable solutions. I talk about insurance. That's not always going to be there. You got to contact the GOAT, Roof Goat USA. They're going to walk you through everything you need to know when it comes to, maybe you're having insurance issues. Maybe the insurance company is being a bunch of you-know-whats and don't want to help you out. That's okay. Roof Goat USA knows how to deal with all that stuff. And you know what's cool about Roof Goat USA? Dude, I told you guys the other day when it was raining here in Denver that I wish I would have known about Roof Goat USA a lot sooner, okay? Because we went with a company. They didn't go above and beyond, not like Roof Goat USA does. And every time it rains, my gutters get clogged because I need to go up on the roof, but I'm scared to go up there. And I think there's a bunch of roof debris still up there because I had to go out in a rainstorm with a broomstick and beat the downspout so some of it would come out. And sure enough, all of a sudden it just goes, and you see all this like roof stuff come out. I should have recorded it. Should have. I didn't want to get my phone wet. Let's be honest. Anyway, Roof Goat USA guarantees their work. They got a 30-year coverage from install date. That's all materials and labor for 30 years from date of install. Not 2 years, not 5 years. No, 30 years. Do you know why? Because they know their stuff works and that they do a great job. That's what you want. You want that relief. You want that, oh no, my roof has an issue. You want that chaos to be away from your brain, okay? You don't need that. You don't need you don't need to waste the bandwidth on that. You don't. You need a company that guarantees their work because they know their work is legit. That's Roof Goat USA. They're the GOAT for a reason. So if you got a roofing issue, whatever it might be, go ahead, contact the GOAT. They'll come out, give you a free evaluation, see what's going on up there. 303-495-4630. 303-495-4630. Or what you can do, just go to roofgoatusa.com. Again, roofgoatusa.com. Go ahead, experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. And what we need to do right now is jump into sports.
When it comes to tight ends, going deep in long balls, this guy knows his stuff.
He has followers, and not just on Twitter.
It's Sports with Duff.
This stuff bugs me. I'm on one hand, I'm happy about it. On the other hand, I'm not. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said he removed Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and other deceased players from Major League Baseball's permanently ineligible list. Come on, man. You can't do it while at least some of them are alive? Jesus Christ. Such a dick move. Yes, on one hand, it's like, okay, you removed the ban. But like Pete Rose just died not too long ago. And you fucking disrespect him by doing that shit. For betting on games. Not his own games, but for betting on games. Meanwhile, you're more than happy to take, casino money and advertising money. Come on, man. Such a joke. Such a joke. I'm glad they did it. And these guys need to be going into the Hall of Fame. The ones that deserve it. Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson, yeah. But come on. That's such a dick move. I don't like it one bit. Fuck off. We're always that way, aren't we? It's like somebody dies and they're like, well, let's give them an award. Why didn't you give them the award when they were alive? Jeez. Fucking annoying. You know what else is annoying? The Colorado Rockies. They lost again. They are a big, big, giant pile of shit. If if um if we were in Jurassic Park,
That is one big pile of shit.
yeah, Jeff Goldblum would be saying that. They lost again because, like I said, they're a stinky pile of shit. Here for promo use, right? The Colorado Rockies are a stinky pile of trash. Should I say that better? Hold on. The Colorado Rockies are a stinky pile of trash. Yeah, that's good enough. My son's Little League team plays tonight because they're a much more exciting team to watch, along with any Little League team. A lot more excitement, a lot more purity to the game. But the Wolfpack is going to take, I don't know the name of the team, but it should be fun. Can't wait for that. And yeah, I would rather focus watching Little League play than watching the Colorado Rockies play. Just terrible. Terrible. And I know that the players are, kind of, I don't know. You got Kyle Freeland, begging for people not to give up on them. It's really fucking hard, Kyle. I get it. But we're kind of tired of this. And I feel bad for individuals like him that are on a team like the Rockies, where it doesn't. I don't want to go down the Rockies rabbit hole again. I've spent so much time on them. They suck, and we're gonna move on. The Oklahoma City Thunder rolled past the Denver Nuggets in Game 5. Game 6 will be in Denver. The Nuggets looked like they could have pulled away, but the fourth quarter, they just shit themselves. Vic Lombardi of Altitude Sports also does the commentary, not commentary, he does analysis for Altitude for pre and post and halftime stuff for the Nuggets games. He said, win Game 6, and I believe the Nuggets will. They get 2 days before Game 7. 2 whole days. The Nuggets haven't had 2 days rest since April. Empty the tank tomorrow night, and you have an extra day between games to fuel it back up. Yeah, okay. I'm just starting to lose faith in the Nuggets. Like, I'm excited that they're pushing it to 6 games, but OKC just seems like that they're firing on all cylinders and everybody's joining in on the action, whereas it's still a Nikola Jokic show. This StatMuse tweeted this out. Nikola Jokic this playoffs. He's first in points, first in rebounds, first in assists, first in steals. Oh, but he didn't get the MVP. God damn. John in the Bay Area said, series isn't over. Win at home and force a Game 7. I mean, the way this series is going, yeah, maybe they will win at home. But I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not a hardcore Nuggets fan. I am on their bandwagon, okay? Openly admit that. They do well, I'm right there with them. They play like shit. They annoy me. Yeah, I'm off the wagon again. So, yeah, maybe they will. I'll be there. I'll watch it. But fuck. There was some questionable no calls or calls that went against the Nuggets. You're just like, come on. Come on. Like that one foul where Jokic is clearly being held and his arms are out like, what the fuck is happening here? Then I believe they called a foul on Jokic for that. It's so fucking dumb. You guys have to go and check out my Instagram page at DeHuff Podcast, or I think I may have put it on my Facebook page. It's Nicolas Cage as John Madden and Christian Bale as Al Davis. It's in a new movie coming up, and they look legit. I'll say this. Nick Cage as John Madden, yeah, okay. If I saw him on the street, I wouldn't think of John Madden. If I saw Christian Bale as Al Davis on the street, I'd be like, holy shit, I thought he was dead. He's alive. Looks exactly like Al Davis. It's fucking crazy. Obviously, I'm sure they're adding, prosthetic stuff to his face to help enhance the look, but dude looks just like him. Just like him. Wild. I'll be curious of how Nick Cage does his voice for John Madden. Right? Because, do I still have that steal the Declaration of Independence? Because that's the first thing I think of when it comes to Nick Cage. I'm Nick Cage. Right? Oh yeah. Are you gonna get this tone?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Bam, boom, slam. No, that's not even a good Madden. But you see what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna get that one? Hey, Pat, things are going. I can't do it. I can't do Madden. I'm sorry. I keep going into Harry Caray. Hey, who wants a Budweiser? Zig zag boom. I just need a hot dog that comes to win and a tall, cold Budweiser. Am I right, guys? Hey, what's going on? Ooh, take me out to the ball game. Oh, I'm already here. That's great. Fantastic. Hey, I ate a hot dog. I ate 17 of them. Then I pet my cat afterwards. He's crazy, Mr. Whiskers. I let him lick my face. Right? I don't know how his voice is going to be, but it's Nick Cage. He's very dedicated to his roles. I like his movies. I don't know if I've seen a bad Nick Cage movie. They've all been good. They're all the ones that I want to watch again. Watched a little bit of The Rock the other day in honor of Sean Connery. Welcome to The Rock. And after we're done here, I'm going to go bang your mother. Right? That's right. I'm going to bang so many mothers, I'm going to be sure. It's going to be great. But, and I'm curious, this, I would imagine if this movie, remember back when this movie was first getting pitched, they originally had Will Ferrell rumored to be John Madden. And then they switched to Nick Cage. Probably a better choice. Because he'll take it a lot more serious. And I think people would take him more serious versus Will Ferrell. But it's interesting. I want to see it. I do. So I tweeted out. What did I say? I said, quick, send me random topics for the show. I'll use them in the mailbag segment. You know what? I think we'll do it right now. Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
First one comes in from Josh S. He said, so I'm asking for random topics. Podcasts that crowdsource their content. Yeah, so fuck you, Josh. Jesus. Sometimes I want to interact with the listeners, okay? Jeez, you're such a butthole. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, Josh, if that's your real name. Then he said, high school commencement speakers that talk about individuality to 400 kids who are all dressed the same. That's kind of stupid. It is funny. I think those are interesting. I think for the most part, those speeches that people do pretty good on. It's like, go out there, work hard. I was just seeing something. I read some article the other day for Gen Zers. There's a lot of them that don't like the annual review, But then I started reading it, and they're like, they don't like the annual review because they want to be reviewed more consistently. And I'm like, I can respect that, because the way the headline read, it was just like, they don't like reviews, period. But the thing is they don't want to be reviewed on something and, dinged on from, like, say 6 months ago. And I can respect that. I like the idea of constant evaluation to make sure that your game is on point. Your blade is always sharp. If you get a nick in it, you can clean it up quick. Now that should be the case, but usually a lot of times companies do quarterly evaluations. I think that's fine. I think the hardest evaluation thing to do, you guys might do this too, is the self-evaluations. I hate those. I hate them. And then your boss will evaluate what you wrote, and you're like, I don't know. So it's almost like the way to do those and prepare for those, if you know your company is all about the self-evaluation, what you need to do, take daily, if not weekly notes. I guess it would be weekly, if not daily notes of what you're working on and what you want to achieve. Because when that time comes around, I always go blank. I'm like, I want to be good. Me good. I did this, I think. I can't remember. I think that's the way you got to go. But I thought that was interesting that Gen Z likes a little bit more. If you're Gen Z and you listen to this, let me know if that's the case. Would you prefer annually or monthly or bi-monthly or just quarterly reviews? I like that. I like that. Coming from radio, we were constantly, depending on the manager, constantly being reviewed. Okay, once a week, you meet with the boss. They go through what you did, what they like. If there's any sort of negativity that needs to be addressed, that's what they do. I like that. That way you're always, I always say this at the end of the show, you're always moving forward. That way you can work on what you need to work on and continue to get better. So I think that's interesting. Thanks, Josh. And then he also said, only thing more overrated than the NFL draft is the schedule release. Absolutely. At least the NFL draft, it's building of the team. We already know that for the schedule release, they already released the opponents like during last season. You know who the opponents are going to be for the next season. The schedule release is just oddly enough, a brilliant way for the NFL to make more money, and networks like ESPN and Fox, whatever, to make more money via advertising and whatnot. It's a joke. We already know who the home opponents are going to be and who the away opponents are going to be. We just don't know when. I think the only big, like the Broncos release, the Broncos will play the Chiefs on Christmas Day. Oh, that's cool. The Broncos on October 12th are going to go to London to take on the New York Jets. Oh, that's kind of cool. Right? So you got two strong dates. And then they're going to open the season against the Tennessee Titans. Okay, that's cool. Right? They're going to take on Cam Ward. Okay, that's great. Well, overall, I guess the bye week is the only thing. But do you need a whole fucking show for it? You don't. But that's just another brilliant way for them to scam us and make money off of it. So, in a sense, I get it. Let's see what else is on there from you guys. Oh, Josh added, geez, Josh, don't you have anything to do? He said, and MLB is the most boring sport to watch, but the NBA is giving it a run for its money as the worst league in professional sports. The most boring sport to watch is golf. Can't stand it. That's something, and I don't play golf, but that's better to play than to watch. I mean, when somebody defends it, like Mike Evans, who I used to work with, he's like, oh, I love watching golf. It's great to sit there and take a nap too. but he's being serious. They're like, no, what? You can't say that. NBA is getting hard to watch. And guys, I know you're a Nuggets, maybe you're a Nuggets fan, but we bag on LeBron James for flopping so much. Joker's just as bad, and so are just half of the other players in the league. Everything's a fucking foul, and then now it's just like they could just barely touch you or not even touch you at all, and you're like, whoa! I can't stand it. It's teaching our youth to be a bunch of pussies instead of learning how to play the game. My God. Gabriel wrote, wait, this is in regards to the Mark Schlereth thing. He said, never push into a man with hooks in. Yeah. Well, listen, it was for the video of Mark Schlereth breaking my ribs. Come on. It's not like we set out for him to, break my ribs, by the way. Somebody else commented on that. That was Matt Smith said, me showing up to collect my settlement. It's some lady, a gif of some lady in one of those Halo things because she like snapped her neck or something like that. Some people are like, why didn't you sue Mark? You're like, do you guys not understand? We went into the situation. It was, let's go show off because he was a high school wrestler. And he won the championship in Alaska back in the day. He was wanting to show off his move. And I said, we should do a video for it. And then we're like, okay, we map it out. We do a walkthrough for it. And he was supposed to cradle me down. But he said, I think I can do it where I move quicker and it'll be a lot easier. I'm like, sure, why not? Why not? And then, it would have been fine, except for his wrist was on where my ribs are. And that's, if you watch the video, I posted it on Instagram and Facebook, I think on Twitter too. And you can hear the pop of like between his wrist getting messed up and my rib breaking, you can hear the pop. Guys, I don't have long-term damage on this. Why the fuck would I sue him? He and I still text each other. We were joking around the other day via text because he was watching a baseball game and saw my doppelganger. I'm not going to tell you what we said, but it was hilarious. And we're just going back and forth with each other. And you guys, the people that are dead serious about it, that's the ones I have a problem with it. It wasn't malicious. He didn't just all of a sudden come up on me. He's like, I'm going to fucking take you down. And he body slams me. That's different. We agreed on it. It was my idea. Now, I didn't think it would be as violent as it was. So, I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. God, guys, don't. Life's short. I don't need to try to sue somebody because I was part of the mistake. Yes, ultimately it was a mistake, but I don't care. I love Mark. God. Jeez, people. He's constantly texting me, asking how the kids are doing. He's excited for my son who plays baseball because Schlereth's son played baseball. Daniel, he was in the pros in the MLB for a bit. Like he asked about my daughter, how dance is going for her and stuff like that. Listen, we're friends. Suck on that one. Who gives a shit? God. Quit trying to make something out of nothing. I'm not gonna sue him. Although my wife was watching that video after I re-edited it, and she's just like, you can see it, the sickness in her face. She's like, God damn it. Especially like when it stinks, just like, hey, lock up with me. And this is what, and I'm like, how do I lock up with you? And I'm thinking like WWE stuff. And I do that. And then you can see the massive size difference. And the fact that, his strength, there's a difference between weight room strength and then like, say, country strong, You guys know that if you work in construction or work on a farm, oil fields, stuff like that, you know that you're using muscles over and over again. You might not be like super like I've been hitting the gym big, but your muscles are a lot more dense and a lot more strong, right? Might not look like it, but you can, rip a beer can in half and stuff like that's full. Okay. You could break a pencil, number two. I'm pretty darn sure. Maybe two of them. Maybe three. But that's kind of like him. He grew up doing stuff around the house. He just grew up naturally strong anyway. And then obviously he does like to work out too. So he's got that going for him. So he's just a strong dude. So yeah. I still think it's funny. Who cares? Who cares? Makes me laugh every time because my head gets so fucking red because I couldn't breathe. Anybody that's broke a rib knows, and I'm like, and the wind was knocked out of me too. And then Mike Evans, Schlereth says, if he dies, he dies. And then Mike Evans comes over, puts his hand on my back, and he's like, if he dies, he dies. That's funny. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, thank you guys for chiming in on the show. Very fun. If you want to interact, tomorrow's going to be the last show of the week. If you want to interact, I love it when you do. What's the new name of the show going to be? Should we rename it? I don't know. Make it fun. Make it dirty. I don't care. Whatever. Doesn't mean we're going to use it, but hey, have some fun with it. DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on my socials at DeHuffPodcast, whether you slide into my DMs or post it on my timeline. Either way works. Or you can respond on, let's say you're listening to Spotify, go ahead, chime in on the episode, which I actually like it when you guys do that because it helps distribute the show to other places. Spotify looks at it and goes, oh, people are interacting. Doesn't matter what the fuck you say. You could write donkey balls on there, although it might get censored. Say donkey eggs, and then whatever, post it. See what happens. Something like that. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. I know a lot of you guys listen on Spotify and other podcast platforms, so I love it when you can do that. Or if you just give it a nice review, that's really cool too. Do appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. Big thanks to Roof Goat USA. Go ahead, check them out. roofgoatusa.com. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Again, I hope you laughed a little bit in this episode. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.